Good evening students. Today we are going to see the line by line explanation for the lesson Chor Ki Daadi Mein Tinka, lesson 8 class 5 Amrita Hindi Patamala. Hope you have seen the previous video, the line by line reading of the lesson. Hope you have understood the pronunciation of each word. If not, I'll give the link in the description box. Please go and read the lesson and understand the pronunciation. Chor ki dadi mein tinka itself is a muhavra. It's an idiom and phrase. What is the meaning of this phrase now? The doshi vyakti swayam darta hai. The person who has done the mistake, he himself will be in afraid. Edhukaga afraid agno? Why he has to be afraid? Because we should not get caught. Okay. So here we are going to see a story, Akbar and Birbal story for this muhavra, where a person who has done the mistake, how he indirectly or directly accepts its mistake. So this is a conversation based, a compiled story of Akbar and Raja Akbar and Birbal. Do you know who is Akbar and Birbal? He is Akbar. It's a third Mughal emperor, Abul Fath Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar. So he was born in the year 1542 and he died on 16th century. He is the third Mughal emperor. See? Okay, now who is Birbal? He is Birbal. So the original name of Birbal is Mahesh Das Brahmabhat. So he was born in the year 1528 in Madhya Pradesh, Siddhi, and died in 1586 at the age of 57-58 near Kabul. Birbal is a Mughal advisor and is the main commander of army in the court of Mughal emperor. Akbar and Birbal we all know in the folk tales, right? So Birbal was appointed by Akbar as a minister and used to be poet and singer. And he was one of the intelligent courtiers, and he is to be he is considered as a part of Navaratna, and he is the most precious Navaratna in his Akbar's court. Here in this lesson, we are going to read a small compiled story of Akbar and Birbal, and we will understand how intelligent Birbal was. So we have read more folk tales, right? Where we have seen many stories, moral stories or the intelligent stories of Birbal, how he was able to identify the person who has done the mistake. In this lesson, Birbal and Akbar, one of the minister of Akbar spills the truth because of his afraidness. So here we are going to read that lesson. We are going to understand that how Birbal identifies the thief. By using the common sense, by using the right wisdom the right way, you can exhibit your true wisdom to everyone. Birbal is one such example. இல்லையா? ஸோ நம்ம காமன் சென்ஸோட ஒரு வேலையை நம்ம செய்யும்போது நம்மளோட விஸ்டம் நம்ம வெளிப்படுத்துறது தான் உண்மையான விஸ்டம், புத்திசாலித்தனம் அதுதான். ஸோ அந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் தான் பீர்பல். ஸோ அவரோட ஒரு கதையை தான் நம்ம எடுத்து எப்படி அவர் வெளிப்படுத்துகிறாரு அவரோட விஸ்டமை, எப்படி அவர் காமன் சென்ஸை யூஸ் பண்ணி எப்படி எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியப்படுத்துகிறார் ஹீ இஸ் வெரி கிளவர்ன்றது தான் நம்ம இந்த லெசனில் பார்க்க போகிறோம். ஸோ as a kids, what you have to learn from this lesson? You have to use your common sense. So common sense varnuna, you have to keep learning things from your surroundings. You have to keep learning. You have to obey what your parents are telling. You have to accept few things. You have to discover few things. You have to be very curious, and you have to learn everything with an understanding. This will make you to improve your common sense, right? When you have the common sense, you use the common sense in the right way, your cleverness will be depicted. And you will be able to handle the situation easily. You'll be able to judge the people easily. You will be able to understand what is right and what is wrong. So after learning this lesson, you should cultivate this habit of using your common sense. Think twice what to say, what not to say, where to say, where not to say, how to say, how kind you have to be, how polite you have to be, what others will be thinking. You should be able to judge the situation. So this you have to learn. Hope you have understood the introduction, who is Birbal, who is Akbar, and what we have to learn from this lesson, what you have to understand from this lesson. Now let's get into the lesson. पाठ प्रवेश. कुछ लोग हर परिस्थिति में संयम बनाए रखते हैं तथा सूझबूझ का प्रयोग करते हुए अपनी बुद्धिमत्ता का परिचय देते हैं। संयम बनाए रखते हुए समझदारी का प्रयोग करना ही सच्ची बुद्धिमानी है। सो कुछ लोग, few people, परिस्थिति, any situation, संयम, able to control. So there are few people who was able to control themselves in all the situations. तथा सूझबूझ, common sense का प्रयोग करते हुए, प्रयोग means use பண்ணிட்டு, and they'll be using the common sense, वे अपनी बुद्धिमत्ता is wisdom का परिचय देते हैं, means introduce பண்ணுவாங்க to the world. So by using the common sense in the right way and keeping control on oneself in all the situations, few people exhibit the wisdom to the world, and Birbal is one such example. संयम बनाए रखते हुए समझदारी का प्रयोग करना ही सच्ची बुद्धिमानी है. The true wisdom is the one, the person who is able to control oneself and use the intelligence in the right way. This is the true wisdom for the person. Now here in this lesson we are going to read a conversation based where Akbar, Birbal and Mantri, the conversation happens between the three, is doing what Akbar is doing, how Birbal is able to identify the thief. So here the images are given, right? Can you see? Usually in the conversation how you will write, see if it's Akbar is talking means Akbar hyphen, and whatever dialogue he is going to say, this will be written. Here instead of writing the names, the picture is given. When I am reading, I will be reading with the name only. This is a skit kind of conversation. ஒரு dialogue மாதிரி ஒரு conversation நடக்குது. ஸோ ஒரு ஸ்டேஜில் எப்படி பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுவோம் ஒரு ஸ்கிட், ஒரு சீன் ஓப்பன் ஆகுது, narrator will be telling the situation and அந்த conversation happens. அப்புறம் then again the next scene they change the things, the environment change பண்ணுவாங்க and narrator will explain the situation and the conversation happens. Similarly only this is going to happen. The lesson அப்படி தான் நடக்க போகுது. The first situation is एक दिन बादशाह अकबर के दरबार में. ஸோ இப்போ நீங்கள் தான் ஆடியன்ஸாக உட்காந்துட்டு இருக்கீங்க அண்ட் அங்கே ஸ்கிட் நடக்குது. ஸோ when I'm reading you have to imagine like that. ஸோ பாட்ஷா ஒரு நாள் கிங், பாட்ஷா மீன்ஸ் கிங் அக்பரோட தர்பாரில், தர்பார் இஸ் அ கோர்ட் where courtiers will be there, ministers will be there, they will be talking about what we have to do, what we should not do, how to improve, how to collect the tax, what are the issues the common people are having. All the things will be discussed in the court, right? So அப்படி discussion நடக்கிற அந்த courtல what is happening is the situation and what the dialogue, அவங்க dialogue it's given in the image. So I'll read as an image, name தான் சொல்லுவேன். You have to understand that person is telling that dialogue. So இப்போ இது வந்து அக்பர்னா இந்த dialogue is told by அக்பர். Okay, next one, மந்திரியோட ஃபோட்டோ கொடுத்துருக்காங்கல்ல, அப்போ மந்திரி அந்த dialogue சொல்கிறாரு. So like that, one below the other, you have to, when I'm reading, you have to imagine. Understood how you have to read this lesson? See in that court they are talking. This is the court. Can you see? Many people are sitting in the court and they are discussing. And here king is sitting and Birbal and Mantri are standing and they are doing the conversation. You can also try among your friends, keeping yourself as one character and you can read. Understood? Like this also you can improve your pronunciation and you can understand the story very well. Now let's start with the lesson line by line explanation. एक दिन बादशाह अकबर के दरबार में. अकबर, मंत्री जी इस अंगूठी को छिपाकर अपने पास रख लीजिए ताकि बीरबल को पता ना चले. So Akbar is telling to Mantri, see the scenario, see the image here. He is giving the ring to Mantri and telling keep it, hide and keep it so that Birbal doesn't know. Mantri ji is अंगूठी को, in the अंगूठी, keep this ring, छिपाकर means hide பண்ணி வெச்சுக்கோங்க अपने पास ना, keep it with you ताकि बीरबल को पता ना चले, so that Birbal doesn't know. Mantri is telling, Mantri, हुजूर, sir or mister, हुजूर is sir or mister, आप चिंता ना करें, you don't worry, चिंता means you don't worry, मैं होशियार रहूँगा, I'll be very smart. कुछ देर बाद, after some times, बीरबल दरबार में आए. बीरबल has come to the court. बीरबल, जहाँ पन्ना, so जहाँ पन्ना is, we will say to the big king, okay, who is the ruler of the universe. जहाँ पन्ना, so who is he is addressing जहाँ पन्ना here? अकबर अदा कूपरा ही इज टेलिंग जहां पन्ना टू अकबर द किंग ऑफ किंग्स। आज आप कुछ चिंतित लग रहे हैं, क्या बात है? टुडे यू लुक वेरी वरीड, व्हाट इज द मैटर? नाउ अकबर, अरे बीरबल क्या बताऊं, आज मेरे हीरे की अंगूठी खो गई है। ஸோ ஹரே ஹியசி எக்ஸ்க்ளமேட்டரி மார்க்கில் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, விஸ்மய போதக். வென் யூ ஹாவ் டு எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் சம்திங் வாவ் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா, ஷபாஷ் அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்ணும்போது. ஸோ இட்ஸ் எக்ஸ்பிரஷனோடு சொல்லும் போது யூ ஹாவ் டு யூஸ் அன் எக்ஸ்க்ளமேட்டரி மார்க். ஸோ அரே என்ன சொல்கிறது, बीरबल क्या बताऊँ, व्हाट आई कैन आई टेल यू, आज मेरी हीरे की अंगूठी खो गई है। टुडे हीरे की अंगूठी, हीरे मीन्स डायमंड, अंगूठी मीन्स रिंग. सो आई हैव लॉस्ट माई डायमंड रिंग. बीरबल जहाँ पढ़ना, ये किसी बाहरी आदमी की करामत नहीं है. सो नाउ द बीरबल इज टेलिंग किंग, ये किसी ना आउटसाइडर, बाहर मीन्स आउटसाइडरोட வேலைலாம் கிடையாது. नो वन would have come from outside and would have taken your ring. Karamat means magic. Okay, so this is not the magic done from anyone from outside. So court குள்ள இருக்கவங்க தான் யாராச்சும் பண்ணி இருக்கணும். Someone from the court only would have done. Who is telling this? बीरबल. To whom he is telling? To अकबर. Now अकबर is telling, बीरबल अगर ये दरबारियों में से ही किसी का काम है तो चोर का पता लगाओ. So बीरबल is telling, if you feel that this is done by someone from the darbar, darbariyo means the people who are in the court. Okay, so you find out the thief, like that Akbar is telling to बीरबल. Now बीरबल is asking, आपने अंगूठी किस स्थान पे रखी थी? So where did you keep the ring? अकबर, इस अलमारी में, in this अलमारी, in this wardrobe. बीरबल अलमारी पर कान लगाते हैं जैसा कुछ सुन रहे हो. Now what बीरबल is doing is, he is going near to the almari, like it's a cupboard, and he is standing here and trying to listen something from the, acting as if he is listening something from the almari. बीरबल अलमारी पर कान लगाते means keeping his ears on the almari and something he is listening, like that he is doing an act. Now बीरबल is telling, जहाँ पढ़ना, अलमारी ने मुझे बताया कि जिसके पास आपकी अंगूठी है उसकी दाढ़ी में तिनका है. So is telling the king of the universe, the wardrobe has told me that whoever is having your ring, in that beard they have the twig, tinka, straw மாதிரி இருக்கும்ல. Have you seen the birds making the nest using the twigs? Whoever has taken your अंगूठी, அவங்களோட பியர்டில் வந்து तिनका இருக்குது, ट्विग இருக்குது, like that the almari has told me. बीरबल की बात सुनते ही मंत्री जोर से हंसते हुए कहता है. Now after hearing this, the मंत्री laughed loudly. जोर से हंसना means ரொம்ப ஃபோர்ஸ்ஃபுல்லாக சத்தம் போட்டு he started to laugh. Now मंत्री is telling, अरे अलमारी भी कभी बोलती है भला, अलमारी will talk, like that he is asking to बीरबल. अरे अलमारी भी कभी बोलती है भला. See, बलाला வந்து they have kept an exclamatory mark, so you have to read bala with the expressive படிக்கணும். அரே, so I am addressing someone, right? So அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு கமா போடணும். See, when you are addressing someone you have to put comma. Ram, hey Ram, comma. Sita, comma, come here. Sita, comma, come here. So when you are addressing someone as a first word of the sentence, after that you have to put a comma. This is a rule for the punctuation. And when you have to say something exclamatory, you have to put exclamatory mark for that word. So if this word will be read with an expression. अरे अलमारी भी कभी बोलती है भला. बीरबल, बोलती है, बिल्कुल बोलती है. Yes, it will tell. Absolutely it will tell. न मंत्री, अलमारी झूठ बोलती है क्योंकि मेरी तो दाढ़ी ही नहीं है. Now he is telling, अलमारी is telling lies. I don't have any beard. बीरबल, जहाँ पढ़ना, अंगूठी का पता चल गया. So the king of the universe, I got to know where the ring is. अंगूठी मंत्री जी के पास है. So the ring is with the minister, मंत्री. क्यों मंत्री जी? So I have got to know where the ring is. Ring is with the मंत्री. Isn't it mantri? Like that he is asking with an expression. So whenever you see the Vismay Bodhak chain, you have to express it. Read with it's an expression. Read it with an expression. Mantri अपना सिर पकड़ लेता है. No, Mantri is keeping his hand on the head. Why? Because he is only having the ring, and because of the afraidness, he has told the truth that I don't have beard. So the Almari is telling lies. सभी दरबारी हैरान होकर, हैरान मीन्स astonished, ரொம்பவே surprised ஆயிட்டு कभी बीरबल को कभी मंत्री को देखते हैं. They are seeing the बीरबल्स expression and seeing the मंत्री's expression, because मंत्री has already spilled out that Almari is telling lies. I don't have any beard. बादशाह अकबर बीरबल की चतुराई की प्रशंसा करते हैं. King is appreciating बीरबल for his cleverness. चतुराई means cleverness, प्रशंसा means appreciate पண்றாங்க. और उन्हें सारी बात बताते हैं. And he tells what happens. He only has given the ring to Mantri to hide and keep, so that Birbal is able to identify or not. They want to check. Sankalit. Sankalit is compiled. So the whole story is a compiled one from the folk tales. So some people have patience in all situations. Yes, they are able to have the control, right? They use the sense and give the examples of wisdom. Therefore, true wisdom is keeping patience and using sense. Isn't it? So what you have learned? You should be very clever. You should use your common sense. So hope you have understood the lesson. Please read the lesson 1 or 2 times. Read with an explanation. See the punctuation mark. Give a pause if the comma is there. Give an expressive reading when there is an exclamatory mark. A full stop is there. Keep a little more pause. Okay, hope you have understood this lesson. In the next video, we'll see the book back exercise. Thank you, students.